Queens, welcome back to the series where I hold up a seam river to my mouth and try not to poke my eyes out with it. There are man-made horrors in this world that I can no longer bear to see. Hey Queen, welcome back to Sew in the City, episode 3. This episode, we're making this backless number from season 1, which I'm surprised Carrie looks so good in, considering she's completely spineless. For this project, you'll need 2.5 yards of your fabric of choice. I used $4 polyester lining fabric because this is a mock-up. I'm waiting for that YouTube monetization money to hit, which could be any day now because I have 26 subscribers. I'm almost there. And before you go and call it the sustainability police on me, I will wear this dress as soon as I find a reason to wear it, and as soon as I shave my back. Anyway, this also requires some basic sewing skills. Are you basic? Do you have sewing skills? You will need to know how to turn tubes inside out, just to warn you. And you will need to do some basic pattern drafting. Again, my look that I made is a mock-up, and there are some things I will do differently when I finally get that YouTube monetization money. I wouldn't do anything differently with the sewing portion, but there are some pattern drafting things I would change. Keep watching if you're interested in seeing how I made this dress. First order of business is the bodice. So what we're going to do is make a shape like this. Measure across your body where the top part will sit, and then measure down from that to your natural waist. Along that line, mark where your bust point is. Then draw a line that is half of your entire bust measurement. Then use a French curve to draw the armhole shape connecting the bust measurement to the top of the top. Mark about 1 inch to 2 inches up the center front, and then connect that to the waistline with a curve. And then do the same thing on the other side of the top so it matches. For the skirt portion, I took a silk maxi that I already had that hits my natural waistline and traced around it. For the back of the skirt, I just used this as the pattern. I didn't edit anything at all. But the front skirt pattern will have to match the bodice piece, so I placed the bodice above the skirt pattern and just matched it, maintaining the natural waist as best as I could. And since the skirt of this dress is cut on the bias, it's not super 100% important that you get the measurements perfect. Add seam allowance or wing it like me and cut 2 pieces of the top part out and cut them out on the straight grain, not on the bias. To get the right drape of the dress, you will have to cut both front and back skirt pattern pieces out on the bias. Then you'll sew the bodice part to the front skirt pattern piece along that curve, making sure to clip, notch, and grade when you are done. You'll want to finish this seam somehow. I was considering a French seam, which was probably a little too difficult on a curve like this, so I didn't end up doing it. If this wasn't a practice run, I would have finished the raw edges somehow after sewing this seam, either with a serger, a zigzag stitch, or some sort of bias tape finishing. You just don't want the raw edges to fall apart. Sew the back skirt to the front skirt, sewing up the sides, and finishing those seams as well because there is no lining in the skirt portion of the dress. Now go cut and sew 2 long, thin straps. These will be attached to the bodice and will go around the shoulder and under the armpit. Make them longer than you think you need because we'll be adjusting this. Sandwich them in between the right side of the dress and the lining at an angle where the straps will be at the top. Then sew the top and the armpits, but not down the sides. This is also a good time to finish the raw edge of the lining piece with a zigzag or a serger. Before you sew down the sides, connecting the straps to the armpits, you'll flip the lining inside out and go in the mirror and try it on and measure how long you need the straps to be. And then you can flip it back inside out and sew them to the armpit. While I didn't record this part, to finish the still raw edges, like along the back, I just folded those under and sewed them down. If this was my finished product, I probably would have done something a little bit cleaner, but that's what I did. After that, I top stitched around the entire bodice. Also, due to fit issues, I had to make 2 straps that would tie in the back that were connected to the waist, and I just made those like I did the straps around the arm. And when you're done, hem the piece however you like to hem it. This is not a video of me hemming it because I still haven't hemmed this dress, but I will. I I'm back, just as I promised, and not 30 seconds after I filmed the first part of this video. This is totally on a different day. Here's my dress. I think my favorite part of this dress is the strap that just goes around the shoulder. I haven't seen anything like that before, and I have been searching high and low for the idea of this dress. Multiple accounts on Instagram who claim to be identifying Carrie Bradshaw's closet have said this is a Calvin Klein dress. However, there was a woman in the comments of one of those posts who said it was Prada. Will we ever know? I don't know. So Sarah Jessica Parker, if you are watching this, call me and let me know where this dress came from. Not this one, yours. This one came from my blood, sweat, and tears. Which you can actually see if you look closely enough at the bottom. All right, as I promised, what would I do differently? Changing the pattern. I had to add 2 ties to this dress, which I think is a cute addition, but I did so because my back went down too low. It's supposed to connect with the top front bodice part with this kind of curve, and the back doesn't go below the natural waist. But do I like how this dress turned out? Yes. And I will find an event to wear this to. And if you are a beginner sewer, I recommend you top stitch everything. Top stitching just makes things look cleaner. Like you bought it at the store. What store? I don't know, because I'm still waiting for that call from Sarah Jessica Parker. I still need to hem this dress, but I'll do that the night before whatever event I wear this to. Anyway, next week, we're making the Hubble dress from the episode where Carrie goes to Big's engagement party. Is the dress anything special? It's pretty simple. I wanted to make something kind of simple for my next project because this one was a little bit more interesting. I also don't have any white dresses because marriage scares me, and I don't even want to dress like I could be getting married. But I made a white dress. Next thing on my list is to work on my commitment issues. I have committed to you though, and I will be posting once a week for the foreseeable future. My rough math says there are 2,400 looks in Sex and the City. So if you want to stick around with me for 2,400 weeks, you can do that. Let's grow old together. You're the first person I've ever said that to. I'll see you next week. Maybe. Don't leave me. I have to leave you first.